Whether you're getting hooked from 10 miles away, or Symetra's turrets are killing you from inside a doorway you weren't ready for, there are definitely characters in Overwatch that everyone hates. And even though every character in Overwatch is fun to play as, there is no doubt that some characters are universally hated. So today, I'm going to show you the top 10 most hated heroes in Overwatch. Starting off at number 10, we have Hanzo. While Hanzo mains are universally hated, at least on the PC side of things, I think Hanzo is probably the 10th most hated hero in the game, not because he gets force locked on your team, but because on the enemy team, those scatter arrows are going to be instant killing you from just absolutely ridiculous distances. And those Hanzos who have incredible flick accuracy and are able to land incredible headshots on you from a ridiculous distance, I think that is why Hanzo is number 10 on this list, because Hanzo is seriously a force to be reckoned with. Up next, we have Torbjorn. Now, I feel like Torbjorn is especially hated on the consoles where it's more difficult to deal with him, but Torbjorn is incredibly hated, mainly due to his turret rather than his actual player. The turret that Torbjorn has is able to see enemies from incredible distances and auto-lock onto them, giving away their position and dealing trickle damage over time. For all Genji mains out there and Widowmaker mains, these turrets are just absolutely a huge pain in the ass to deal with. For any Genji mains out there that are trying to get Dragon Blade kills, this turret will be a huge pain for you and will probably end up ruining your entire ult, so good luck trying that while there's a turret on the site. At number 8, we have Tracer, and this one I can definitely understand, because as somebody who plays supports very often, Tracer is just something that you really don't want to have to deal with. A really good Tracer can easily take out the entire enemy team's supports without dying, and it is incredibly frustrating to play against, especially if you're playing as Mercy, somebody who doesn't have really many abilities to fight back with. Tracer is somebody that you literally just have to run from, and you have to get behind Reinhardt's shield, Orissa's shield, hide next to the Diva, do whatever you have to do to get out of there, because Tracer will really mess you up. Up next, we have Reaper, who is very similar to Tracer in a lot of ways, but Reaper is more focused on staying with the team and only pushing out and trying to attack you on the enemy team when you're too close to the enemies yourself, or if they have a really good advantage on you where you're not really paying attention. Reaper excels at coming up behind people and essentially destroying the team without anybody really knowing what's going on. If a Reaper has his Death Blossom ultimate ready and you're just standing underneath a bridge somewhere, he could jump down at any moment and completely wipe the team without a second thought. Reaper is a character that you'll always want to keep track of and never let get behind you. Coming in at number 6 is Mei, somebody who I thought was going to be much further down this list because of how universally hated she is. Mei is an absolute monster, freezing you with a big smile on her face as she shoves an icicle between your eyes. She is somebody that you really don't want to mess with. As any hero, you want to keep your distance from Mei so that she doesn't freeze you and get you with one of her deadly accurate icicles. Something that you always want to keep in mind is the range of Mei's snow beam, as she is trying to actively freeze everything within her view so that she can, once again, place that icicle right between your eyes. Moving on to number 5. Now we're really getting into the hated heroes. Number 5 is Symetra, a character who will kill you without even knowing your location. Symetra's turrets will quite literally slow you down and deal so much damage if they're stacked on each other, you will die without even knowing where the turrets were. And on top of that, Symetra will jump into your team randomly during a team fight out of nowhere, and she will charge up her beam, killing all your supports within a couple of seconds, and then finishing off your tanks with her fully charged beam, making it look like she had an effortless time completely demolishing your entire push onto the site. Symetra is no doubt one of the most hated heroes in the game. After Symetra, we have Farah. Farah is somebody that a lot of players don't actually know how to deal with. As an enemy Farah is on you, she will be shooting rockets from an insane distance way up in the air, making the only way to effectively deal with her is by using a character who has long range, preferably hit scan projectiles, such as McCree or Soldier 76. They are really the only characters in the game who are specialized at effectively dealing with Farah, as Farah is such a pain to deal with that if you are not taking care of Farah, she will utterly annihilate your team, with each direct rocket hit doing as much damage as one of Genji's Dragon Blade swings. She is not somebody that you want to just let sit idle and do her own thing, because she will destroy your team. We've now made it to the top 3, and number 3 is Bastion. Bastion is no doubt one of the most hated heroes in the game. Especially for new players, Bastion is the most difficult character to deal with. He can literally set up anywhere and deal an incredible amount of damage from his setup chain gun in a fixed location, utterly tearing through tanks, destroying barriers, and killing squishies without a second thought. On top of having an incredibly powerful chain gun, Bastion is able to completely destroy squishies with insane headshots in his recon mode, as walking around and not even set up in his chain gun mode, Bastion is still incredibly powerful. And don't even get me started on his tank ultimate. That thing is just an incredible amount of damage, almost insta-killing every 200 health hero in the game. At number 2, the second most hated hero in the game is Widowmaker. There is no doubt she is on the right place in this list. Widowmaker is the most painful sniper to deal with. A good Widowmaker with good flick shot accuracy will absolutely and utterly annihilate anybody within her sight. As soon as she uses her ultimate and knows your location, the second you peek out around some wall, you are most likely going to get headshot. And if you're one of those lucky few who doesn't get headshot, you'll probably see Widowmaker's sniper trail whiz right by your head as she attempts to snipe you and insta-kill you. Widowmaker is no doubt on this list because of her incredible insta-kill capabilities. It's no fun to get killed by her in a single shot, but when you are that Widowmaker, I have to say it is immensely satisfying. Finally, the moment you've been waiting for, number 1. The number 1 most hated hero in Overwatch is Roadhog. There is no mistake here. Roadhog is universally hated by everyone in Overwatch, and before he was nerfed recently, his entire kit revolved around hooking players and instant killing them. And while Roadhog is no longer able to instant kill heroes anymore, he is able to still hook them from incredible distances and still deal a lot of damage. If a good Roadhog hooks you onto the site while the enemy holds it, you are basically guaranteed to die. And that hook of his is so strong. Getting hooked by Roadhog is basically a death sentence, as there's really nothing you can do once you've been hooked. If you're playing a character such as Mei, you can try and heal yourself, but the chances are that Roadhog will spam his scrap gun into your face, killing you by himself, or if they're unable to do that, the rest of the Roadhog's team will come up and finish you off without a second's hesitation. So what do you think? Do you agree with this top 10 list? Would you rather put a hero that you particularly hate on here? Let me know in the comments. And make sure to check out my other videos while you're at it. I post Overwatch news all the time, and I'm constantly up to date with the newest and most interesting info. That's all for today though. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.
Like